Okay, this is lesson 4.4, division with decimals in pre-algebra, and I just need to forewarn you that division with fractions is one of the things I hate more than anything else in math. Long division is bad enough, but then when you do it with decimals, gosh, it makes it even worse for me. So I apologize for whining about that, but I guess let's just work through it. So let's start with example 2. We have 34.8 and we're dividing it by 4. So notice when the division sign is written, or the division problem is written by like this, the first number is the one that goes under the house. So I guess I taught too many years of elementary school. So I start using some of these little kid phrases, but that's okay. Sometimes they help. All right, so I do my division. 4 goes into 3 0 times. 4 goes into 34 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 minus 2 is 2. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. Now notice the decimal file goes straight up from where it was right here. So it goes directly above the decimal place, and we get 8.7. When we have something like, and this is where they start getting a little bit, I shouldn't say complicated, I guess probably the word is annoying. We get these longer ones like this, and we do 27. And 27 goes into 49 one time. 27, we bring down our 22 and bring down an 8. So 228. 1 goes into that. 8 times. Let's try that. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry the 5. 16, 21. And we bring down a 1 and a 2, and then the 9. And then 27 goes into 129 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. Carry the 2, 8, 9, 10. We have 21 left over. Bring down the 6. 27 goes into 216 8 times. We found that out right here. And we have 0. Key thing is my decimal point goes right there because it goes straight up. So that's with no remainder. If we were to, let's say, continue on with these, and like I say, I'm not going to do every example in here because it's just watching me do long division. But let's do one where we have not only a decimal inside the box, but also a decimal outside the box. So the key thing is, we can never, ever divide with this being a decimal. This has to be a whole number. It cannot be a decimal. So we're going to have to do something with that decimal right there. And what we do is we just say, well, let's move it right here, and then it's no longer a decimal. It's just 38. But when I move that decimal one place value over here, I also have to move this decimal one place value over here. So let's move it right there. And that means in my answer, my decimal goes right there. And this is a key thing to remember. Once we move our decimals, the old ones don't exist anymore. So we can just forget that they were ever there. And now we just look at the blue one that was there. So I'm just going to rewrite this as 38 divided by 313.5. No decimal there, and I can go ahead and do my division and get, in this case, example 5 says it's 8.25. Now I'm not going to do all the division for example 6, but because the only thing they do in this is they're asking you to round the answer. So when they get done, they get an answer of 1.5112. And they want us to round the answer to the nearest hundredth. So this is the hundredth because it ends in a DTH, hundredth. So therefore we know we're to the right of the decimal, and they want us to round that. And again, use my little red laser. If we are rounding this number, we look to the number directly to the right of it, and if that number is less than 5, we do nothing with this. And it is 1, so it's less than 5. So all we do then is write it as 1.51. We did nothing with it, and then put zeros into eternity there. Actually, we don't even have to write any zeros there. We can just write it as 1.51. All right, so let's look at example 8 because this is the application of the concepts. If you are earning $8.26 an hour, then you are probably not making a whole lot of money. But $8.26 an hour, and your paycheck is $309.75. So let's say this is ignoring taxes and any other deductions that they have on there. They would normally be taken out. So let's just say you made $8.26 an hour and you made $309.75. What if you wanted to find out, well, gosh, I wonder how many hours I worked that week? Well, if you took your paycheck, 309.75, and you divided it by 8.26, and again, we never have a decimal out here, so we're going to move that to, that there was ever a decimal anywhere else except the blue one. And now we just divide through, and we end up with 37.5. That's how many hours you worked. Almost a full 40-hour week. And that's pretty much example 8, and the rest of them are very similar to that. So that's it for problem set or lesson 4.4.